Ottawa market, brown people are scammers. You avoid them, you work with white people.
All right.
In Toronto, white people knows how to scam more than the brown people. I think that's where the Ottawa brown people learned scamming from the white people in Toronto. It's crazy, dude.
Some landlords are still living in 2025, 2024. And yeah, so that's what
it's gonna take time for them to wake up. Realtors, I'm sorry to say that, they're the cringiest on earth. They just care about closing the deal.
You trade safety for
Freedom.
For freedom, and you remove the ceiling for the potential. There's unlimited potential.
Safety and freedom don't come together.
Yeah, they don't. Absolutely.
Is it true that 80% of real estate agents in 2025 couldn't close one transaction last year?
Because I'll tell you my case. So for me, my goal, my gross commission target for my first year, my objective was $1 million in gross commission income.
Okay.
When my coach asked me, he smiled a bit, but that was my target.
How much did you make?
So for the first year, I'd said that I closed 7 transactions on my first year.
Okay.
I don't
the
recall
average
exactly.
is 5.
Possibly.
The average is 5, yeah.
I was just very lucky to, I had some circumstances and was able to close 7 transactions in my first year. Yeah, so it's a sprint, so it's not a marathon, and it's way harder than...
Is picking the right brokerage and the right team to join very critical for the first couple of years?
I wouldn't say for the first year it's a very... Because for the first 1 or 2 years, even the third year, you're still... you're still seeing what you like and what you don't like. Are you going to want to sell single-family homes only? Or condos? Would you like to specialize or...
So you're experimenting.
You are.
But it's important to pick the right team after the first couple of years?
Absolutely. So you take that decision, in my opinion, after the second or third year.
Okay. And why is that?
It's because...
Now you know what you want and you're joining the team that can fit your values.
Exactly.
The first 1 or 2 years, it doesn't matter, join any team, anyone that takes you.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good. If I want to invest in real estate right now, where would you guide me to invest? Ontario or Quebec? And I know that's a hard question for you, but I need an honest answer.
Actually, it's a very easy. I get asked that all the time. I recommend for anyone to start if you're in the Ottawa-Gatineau area, you should start in Gatineau and transition eventually to Ottawa.
Why is that?
The price point of properties is a bit higher in Ottawa. So usually first-time investors or new investors, they don't have $500,000 of...
Smaller capital, so start with the easy and then expand to Ontario.
Exactly.
Should they invest on the Quebec side and stay in the Quebec side, or they should come to the Ontario side to become actual big real estate investors?
I think I'm going to go with the second option.
Okay.
So the reason is because...
That's a bold answer. I'm proud of you. That's good.
100%.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. I think that we should, as an investor here in the area, you should tap into the advantages of both markets. So you should have properties on the Gatineau side, which are usually cash flowing better, and also have some assets, some properties on the Ottawa side, where your appreciation is going to be better. So you should use both markets to your advantage, but it takes some time to get to that level of understanding of the market.
What is happening in the commercial real estate market in Canada?
So commercial, we have to define commercial. There are different types of buildings in commercial. You have retail, you have industrial, thank you. You have multifamily. So I will speak for the largest asset class, which is multifamily properties, so apartment buildings.
Okay, let's also talk about the retail.
Yeah,
retail.
Because I know you are also.
I just signed a lease for my 5th retail location, and fuck, man, it was a hustle. It was 6 months of back and forth dealing with fucking scammers. I did not know commercial landlords could be that annoying.
Oh yeah.
So now I don't want to talk about this. We'll talk about this later. But like, what is happening in that market? Is it stable? Because like they act like it's stable, but I know it's not. By example, if you have a location and you have some interests, you're just doing your best to take advantage of this person that is coming in. You're not trying to actually make it work for the both of you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they act like the market is on their side, but it's not on
Yeah.
their side.
Yeah. So, GC, what I can tell you is that in retail, in commercial real estate, in the retail especially, the name of the game is the lease and the clauses in the lease. So, right now we're in a context where things are changing so fast with AI and everything happening with Amazon. That I think that what's going to help tenants a lot will be some flexible clauses in the lease, and also some, of course, a good communication and some good-willed landlords. So they will have to play that out in the lease.
So when do you think that's going to happen? In the next 2 years, 3 years? Because it's not happening right now, I can tell you.
What's not happening?
The landlords right now, commercial landlords are like being they're acting like the game is on their side,
100%.
but it's not on their side. Like if you look, by example, let's talk Ottawa. If you look at Barhaven's market 2 years ago, you wouldn't find any location. Now you'll find a lot of locations. And why? Because a lot of businesses post-COVID, they thought they could make it. Because a lot of businesses were making it and they didn't deserve to make it post-COVID because it was easier to run a business, right? You just have to be like digitalized, doing marketing, and then you're good.
Yep.
Now, after 2 years, all of these businesses are failing. So there's a lot of lease takeovers.
Yep.
You still go to Barhaven to lease something, you're paying $70 a square foot. This is not fucking New York. This is Far Haven.
Yeah.
Right? I know the population there is condensed, but still, right? So the prices doesn't make sense for the supply and demand for the commercial market. Why is that?
So, and it's not only in retail; it's in other asset classes, GC. But landlords are sometimes used to the previous years. Okay, and you're right. Right now, things are shifting. There's more vacancy in retail. You see more vacancy, and some landlords are still living in 2025, 2024, and yeah. So that's
It's
what
gonna take time for them to wake up.
Exactly. However, whatever price you see on the market, as you know, it's always negotiable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking even when you negotiate. They literally, like you said it properly. They still live in 2024 and 2025. And hopefully they wake up soon because like I think the tenants are starting to wake up. This is something I know. You deal with a lot of real estate commercial. And I'm telling you, tenants are not educated enough to protect themselves from bad leases. And this is one of the reasons why businesses fail because they have bad leases. True. And realtors, I'm sorry to say that, they're the cringiest on earth. They just care about closing the deal. Like the amount of times that I had a realtor working for me and felt like he's representing or she's representing the landlord so many times, it's just because they want to wrap up the deal. Dude, my business, what's up? Okay. My business might fail because of this term that you told me it's fair to sign on. Yeah. And it's crazy. Like even the last deal that I'm working on, okay? I've been negotiating for 4 months. I got 95% of what I want. From day one of negotiation, my realtor told me it's a fair deal. Motherfucker. Right? I sent it to my lawyer. My lawyer said, don't sign. It's always the realtor and the lawyer. They're like, the lawyer, bad deal, realtor, good deal. You have to find the common grounds.
Was it your realtor or his realtor?
My realtor was telling me it's a fair deal.
Interesting.
And I knew it's not a fair deal, right? I did the negotiation. My realtor's job was to forward my emails.
Right.
Like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, you shouldn't act only as a salesperson. You should act as, my consultant. You should tell me what works and what not. And I think what you should do, this is like talking marketing right now. You should you should educate commercial tenants about commercial real estate and how to protect them. Yeah. You should
it's a very
pick
good,
this topic.
Very good idea. Thank you, because GC, after all, you're also my coach, my social media coach.
Thank you. I appreciate marketing coach.
I appreciate thanks for keeping it up. No, you're right on point. A lot of people are uneducated about commercial leases, and let's be clear, GC. Like I find it so unfortunate that you go to school and you learn maths that you'll never use, but they don't tell you how to interpret a contract, read a contract, or you should learn that in school, man. Like, or you should learn about.
Well, now you don't need it anymore. Here's why. Claude AI, Habibi.
Yeah.
I negotiated the deal, got 95% of what I want. Yeah. With, like, the lawyer did the first review. And then that's it. I didn't pay the lawyer $300 for every hour after this. Just let's just give me the first review, show me all of the red flags. Then I went to Claude AI. Everything was done there. They did not suspect once that I used Claude AI.
Why not ChatGPT?
ChatGPT is for brainstorming. It's not good for writing emails or reviewing contracts. For writing email, reviewing contracts, I highly suggest Claude AI. Bro, it makes my life way easier. All of my proposals, my quotations, everything is sent and reviewed there. If I want to send an employment agreement, Claude AI. I'm telling you, like, I've used it personally and I got results.
Can I tell you a story that branches into what you just told me?
Absolutely.
You told me about your situation with your lease negotiation.
Yeah.
And that's, so I'll tell you what, there are some brokerages, and like I was saying, you have, when it comes to real estate and agents, you have agents that have different special niches and specialties. Okay, so you have agents that specializes in multifamily, others in single family homes, and others in lease negotiation and commercial leases. And I'm going to also tell you something, GC. Some brokerages, like the one I'm part of, PMML, we have leases, commercial leases and clauses adapted for various types of retail location. And yeah, I might be selling, but the point is, GC, you have to choose and pick carefully who you choose to work with for
Absolutely.
a transaction.
I haven't had a good experience yet. And I've worked with like 5 so far. They all rush you into signing a deal, and they don't understand that you're signing a 10 years deal. Like, listen, this is for the real estate agents. Do you want people to stop hating you? Start acting like professional, because they all care just about the quick money and the quick buck. They don't protect their clients properly. Unless you're a listing agent, that's when you start acting like the Holy Spirit, you know?
Yeah. Well, some can give the impression. Some can give the impression, of course, of but it's.
Do you think you're a good realtor?
I think so.
Seriously?
Yeah, I got in the game because I wanted to have a positive impact on my clients. I like working with people. I like real estate, and I said that I want to add value to whatever my client is doing. For example, if I don't want to only do a transaction with them. I want to set them up for the second one and the third one as fast as possible, and that's why I also went into GC into real estate investing.
That's a good thing to say. Like personally, like I'm also in the marketing business, right? I'm a marketer. I've been a marketer for 10 years. Here's what I found: like marketers and realtors, they have something in common. 80% of the marketers and 80% of the realtors, they got into this business because they failed at what they're doing before. And they thought that's the avenue to make more money.
True.
And they have no passion toward it. They stop educating themselves. They just learn the basics and they try to make it, and then they end up failing. Is it true that 80% of real estate agents in 2025 couldn't close one transaction last year?
I haven't seen that stat, but I wouldn't be surprised.
You wouldn't be surprised?
Wow. I wouldn't be surprised.
Wow. What do you think helps you the most to grow your business right now? What's your strategy to grow your business right now?
All right, GC. So I think, honestly, the biggest game changer so far that I've seen was with social media and grow your personal brand. And it's not just to give you some kudos, because I know that's what you kind of do, but like the biggest return on investment and the biggest leverage was growing your personal brand on social media. Of course, you can go deeper and buy ads and other stuff. But as a first step, I think that somebody once told me that you're not a secret agent, you're a real estate agent. So you should be out. You should be putting up content. It's not easy, and that's why I hired you at first to give me some tips, and it kind of worked. So looking forward to do more of that, but biggest leverage, I would say, grow your personal brand and through your social media.
It's good. It's good. Would you recommend for people to become real estate agents in this market, or they should just pick another career?
I mean,
maybe they should become marketers.
So when it comes to, so I think, GC, that life is too short to have regrets. So if you really want to become a realtor, a real estate agent, sure, go ahead and try it.
Can they survive in this market?
Like, you need to have, it's a very resource-intensive job. Time-wise, money-wise, you will work on transactions that you will never get paid on. You at least get paid on every coaching. A real estate agent might not get paid on the time he gave you to analyze the lease, or even if it didn't
after
went through.
6 months, you switch realtors because he couldn't deliver.
Yes, and sometimes it seems easy like this, but there's something also that goes behind the curtain that could be maybe a discussion on another day, or if you want, we can have it today.
Behind the curtains, I like those. Sounds sexy. Tell me more.
Yeah. Well, do you see what? Before becoming a realtor, I was like you. Maybe I don't know, but I didn't like that much realtors.
Okay.
And why I'm saying this is because I thought it was too easy. I could do their job 10 times faster and 10 times better. That was my thinking. And I said, hey, why use them, right? But I ended up noticing that the biggest real estate investors, the smartest ones, they are using real estate agents as leverage to achieve their goals faster, find a buyer faster for your property, sell it higher. Even if they pay a commission, yes, there's a price to pay for, of course, the service, but it's also the result that matters. So it depends on what you're focusing. But yeah, I did not like realtors before. I became one because I felt I was kind of a repressed realtor deep down inside.
You wanted to change the pattern.
Yes and no, in some way, but I wanted to try it because I didn't want to regret not doing it. So when COVID hit, I've went out, took my license, and
it was good timing. Easy time to be a realtor first 2 years during COVID, right? Because it's easier.
Yeah, that's right. I actually came. I started in the last year of COVID.
Did you work with buyers or sellers in the first year? Buyers, right?
I was lucky to have. I was started with sellers actually.
Oh,
I knew people that wanted to sell, waited for me, and we listed their.
Okay, so these are like friends and personal resources.
Close circle. Yeah.
And have you been with PMML from the first day?
Yeah, well, PMML was honestly the biggest game changer of my career.
Okay.
And not because I work for them. It's just. I'm just saying. Yeah. So in Quebec, for Ontario folks who don't know, it's Quebec's largest commercial brokerage. They do lots. They have a huge database, and it's not to flex, but they have a file for every commercial building, so we know who's the owner, how to contact him, how to reach him if needed. But what I really liked is that they focus only on commercial real estate. We don't sell houses. We don't sell condos.
But you do that.
I don't.
You don't do residential?
No, we do not do residential. In our contract,
we do multifamily apartment units. Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
exactly.
That's where I was confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just focus on multifamily, industrial, retail.
Okay. Because big checks, right? You don't want to work on small checks.
But hey, commercial real estate, GC, it's another ball game. I had to relearn my job. I honestly had to relearn my job on year 2. But
it's rewarding. You make a 10 years worth of commission if the tenant signs for 10 years lease, right?
If.
Yeah.
I always sign
10 plus 5. I always sign 10 plus 5. Yeah. Okay. For my business, I don't want to say the name. Okay. We always sign 10 years plus 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Renewal options.
Because I spent $500,000 on building a store.
Right.
So I do want to stay there for a long time.
Yes.
And this gives me more leverage for more negotiation because I'm saying I'm committed to 10 years, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But still, I hope commercial landlords wake up in the next 2 years, because if they don't wake up, a big crisis is coming their way. Even in Toronto, it's crazy.
Interesting.
And here's the thing: we allow them to act crazy. Why? Because if I open a business and I'm successful, you'll see my competition coming to the same plaza or the plaza next to me, paying any money to just be close to me and copy my brand. So that kind of person fucks up the market, because they're willing to pay anything, and they allow the other landlords to become greedy. Oh, if this person paid this, I can find someone else that paid this, right? But this is going to change very soon because no one has the cash flow anymore to copy a brand or compete with a brand if they're not 100% sure they can survive.
Yeah. Changes are coming for sure. And it's just, as a commercial tenant, it's just having clauses in your lease that makes it a bit flexible for you. So to adapt to those new changes. And at the end of the day, GC, it has to be a win-win. It has to be a win for the tenant, and it has to be a win for the landlord.
Exactly.
Right?
If it's not, one of us is going to fail, and then it's not good.
Yeah.
If my commercial realtor landlord sells the building just because they're not happy of my existence, I'm in trouble. Now I have a different landlord that I didn't deal with before. So we both have to be happy. We both need to help each other to build wealth.
Absolutely.
Right? I said this to one of the landlords I was working with. He was asking for something unreasonable. Like he was putting a demo clause after 5 years me being there.
Okay.
Okay, so he wanted the demo clause to be from day one and me to be kicked out as soon as he finds a buyer for the building. And I'm like, hey man, I understand why you're doing this. You're trying to build generational wealth. If a big developer paid you something big for your plaza, you want me out, because if we don't have this clause, you can't sell the building because the developer can't kick me out. You need to have this term. But also, you need to understand where I'm coming from. I'm putting in $500,000. I need a couple of years to get this money back, and I need also a couple more years to make money out of this investment. Right. So we can't put it after a couple of years. Yep. You need to put it at least after 10 years. And then, we made a deal. And then he understood, nice. Right? Because I told him, I'm like, I understand what you're doing. You're trying to make money, but I need to make money too. Absolutely. So he was like flexible with that part. And then he sends the contract without the term because he's a scammer. Okay. I was surprised with the Toronto market.
Really?
Like Ottawa market, brown people are scammers.
Okay.
You avoid them, you work with white people.
All right.
In Toronto, white people knows how to scam more than the brown people. I think that's where the Ottawa brown people learned scamming from the white people in Toronto. It's crazy, dude. They would shake hands with you on terms. You turn your back, you send the contract, everything. There's like hidden fucking. I was so surprised with the Toronto market. And I'm not talking to the people. I'm talking to the big players. It's crazy.
It's interesting. It's to be honest. Of course, I don't think there's a color, of course, in this, but. In commercial real estate,
blah, 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 blah. Politically correct motherfuckers.
All right. I'm just saying.
I'm a brown man and I'm talking shit about brown people. If they want to hate me, they can hate me. I don't care. But we all know the truth.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really, it's not surprising. In commercial real estate, you have to read your contracts 20 times. Now we're lucky we have AI. You mentioned cloud AI, but have to read them. And it's very common to have some clauses. If you're uneducated...
I need you to make some content to educate commercial tenants.
You're going to watch it?
No, I'm going to fucking watch it, and I'm going to make sure you're saying the truth.
Yeah, all right. Yeah? You're going to...
Sure. No one is talking about this.
Sure.
And literally, I'm telling you, commercial tenants know nothing about what they're signing.
No.
If the realtor says it's a good deal and the lawyer says it's an okay deal, they're signing without even reading. Because usually it's a 70 pages contract, and it's very complicated.
Exactly.
So I want you to actually... focus on this topic. It's going to make a big difference for you.
Yeah,
I
it's
promise.
A good idea. Thanks.
I just got this idea. It's a very good idea.
I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's good.
100%.
So where do you see what's going to happen to the Canadian market in real estate in the next 6 months? Is it going down? Is it going up?
It depends, again, what asset class do you see? Let's see, if I take, for example, multifamily apartment buildings, but I think you prefer retail?
Let's talk to the first-time home buyers. So that's going to be like residential.
Yeah. So in terms of residential, I don't have a crystal ball and I'm no longer involved in home selling.
Okay.
But what I know is that right now the interest rate is at its lowest in 3 years.
Okay.
They don't think it's going to go down lower than that. So it's take advantage of it, make offers. And the biggest advice I can give any new home buyer, or even if you're considering buying a property, it's buy an investment, like buy a duplex, buy a triplex.
What if they can? They don't have a down payment. First-time home buyers usually, especially right now, people are losing their jobs. They have jobs that they're not paying them enough. The day-to-day living expenses are very high. So if you find a couple that saves up $100,000, that's very rare these days, no?
Well, GC, the down payment for a single-family house and a duplex are very comparable. Or a single-family home and a multi-generational...
single family, not a townhouse or an apartment comparing to duplex, right?
Exactly. So. Yeah, but even then, the thing is that by buying a duplex or something where you can rent a certain portion of your house, is that you're going to buy an investment, not an expense. It's a classic rich dad, poor dad thing. But what I mean is that it's going to make a difference. What if you buy a house or even a townhouse? Of course, it's cheaper, but then you end up losing your job in 2-3 years from now. If you bought a duplex, at least you have a tenant that's going to help you offset some of the...
It is definitely a safer option. But again, if you look at a townhouse, that's a $550, maximum $600,000 investment. Multifamily unit or a duplex, you're talking 1.1, 1.2.
No, I'm sorry, GC.
Or
Depends
that's not-
where. It depends where.
You're talking about the Quebec side.
No, it depends where. Even in Ottawa, prices went down a
Okay,
lot.
multifamily unit, duplex, 900.
Yeah, well, I know again, here in Ottawa, it depends, but in Gatineau, you can have some crazy good deals, very good quality assets for like duplexes for 500-600.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
And that's,
But again, if they move there, they're paying double taxes.
yeah, it depends. You have to confirm that with your accountant.
Yeah, well, but most of the cases,
Yeah.
they're paying double taxes unless they're making less than $60,000-$70,000 a year.
Yeah,
And these people can't afford buying a house these
exactly.
days.
But then you can offset it with again, you have a tenant, and you
So
can,
you use this as a business.
Of course.
So you buy it under a corporation, so you can. It makes sense now. Makes sense. Okay, find me a
duplex,
multifamily duplex.
But
and
even
get
in
to-
Ottawa, you can find some really good deals. Not only, but of course, not in maybe closer to the center, but around Ottawa.
Yeah, now you can find better deals. So you suggest for first-time home buyers to actually pay attention to multifamily units or duplexes, not like a townhouse, because townhouse is a stupid investment. I'm gonna say it using my words. It's a stupid investment just because you're avoiding to pay rent. You're not making an actual real estate investment that is gonna create wealth for you in the future.
100%. And the thing is, when you buy let's say, I'm saying a duplex, but it can be a triplex or a house with a unit inside. You don't need to have to rent it to a tenant. You can also rent it to, who knows, if you have kids, you can rent it to your kid that wants to move out.
Nice.
And-
And do you help your prospects to get CMHC loans?
Yeah,
'Cause-
well, yeah, of course.
see, I know some stuff about
You
real
do,
estate.
you do.
I
You
could
just-
be
I'm
I could be a
surprised.
realtor.
I'm surprised. You're deep down inside, maybe you are.
My first ideal clientele when I first started my career was real estate agents.
Oh, wow.
And thanks to a real estate agent who gave me a chance to actually help them with the work. You know, I always mention their names.
Wow.
They gave me a chance where I couldn't even speak English to do their photography, videography, marketing. And because I was surrounded by them all the time, I learned so much about the market. And now I understand real estate to a certain extent. That's why I'm not buying right now.
Oh, well, hey, it's actually a good time to buy, GC. Just to come back to your question.
Is it a good time to buy,
Yeah.
or should wait another year or 6 months? Because I know there's so much more supply coming to the market.
Well, you didn't. You told me to.
Don't give me depends
to not
answers.
respond with it depends, but when it comes, it depends, of course, of the building you want to buy. You know, every building is unique. You have different revenues and different expenses for every building. So, again, the area. So you kind of either buy in a market where you're comfortable buying, or work with a realtor, an agent. Usually it doesn't cost much or nothing sometimes if you work with a buyer's agent.
If you're buying, you definitely should work with the buyer's agent. It's more efficient, but you have to pick the right one.
You do
You have to
absolutely.
pick the right one.
Absolutely.
Picking the wrong realtor
Absolutely.
can get you in massive trouble.
Absolutely.
Because if they motivate you to buy a property that you shouldn't buy,
Yeah.
oh my God. First of all, you're losing an opportunity on buying the property that you should have bought.
Yeah.
Second thing is, you might be signing on some clauses that you shouldn't sign on just because that motherfucker have some bills coming and they need to make the money quickly. How can a real estate agent survive in this market, especially the new ones?
Yeah, well, if you consider on starting in real estate as an agent, it's not a decision, GC, that you take like today or yesterday. It's a decision, you have to prepare for it. Okay, so you have to be strategic about it. In my case, I prepared, I would say, 3 years before, 2-3 years before.
2-3 years?
Yeah, you kind of need to...
Is it like to save money for 6 months, for a year? How long
Yeah.
do you need to save money for if you want to do real estate full time?
Actually, more important than saving money is to find ways that you will make some money while you're not closing. Because in the beginning, it's going to happen.
Okay.
For example, in my case, it was about making sure that my partner had a steady job.
Okay. So she spend money on you?
So she spends money if needed.
Gay.
Like you.
Oh my God. Yeah, don't do that. Don't let your partner spend money on you. This is the recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Are you speaking by experience?
No, no. Never. And I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking from other people's experience. I watch it.
Do you?
You let a woman spend money on you? Dude, come on. If your partner's a man, sure. But you let a woman spend money on you. She'll remind you of this for years.
Yeah.
She'll be, I made you. It's because of me. You remember when we did this? Now I'm fat. You still have to fuck me just because spend money on you.
Exactly.
These are my words, not his.
GC man, and there's a part of truth in what you're saying, actually.
Okay, I like that. So like a lot of real estate agents, they start in the market. They think they can keep a part-time or full-time job, and that's how they should start their first 2 years. Do you think that's the right strategy, or they should do it just full-time, fully devoted for real estate?
Yeah, it's the type of, it's not a job, it's a lifestyle. In my opinion, you
Okay.
cannot, if you're not all in, it's impossible to succeed. You can have a certain level of success.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
but not impossible to have.
The only people that I saw succeeding in real estate are the people who let go of everything and just did real estate, and they risked everything.
Yeah, 100%.
And the people that I know that they had a part-time or full-time job and still succeeded in real estate, these are very, very, very minimum percentage. And after 15 and 20 years, they told me, I wish I did this full-time. Keeping that government job didn't do shit for me. I could have made a lot more money. And I'm not giving you advice here, but just saying.
You have to kind of burn the boat.
Yeah, if you're too afraid to be independent, just don't be.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keep your part-time job.
Yeah, in my case, like I said, I also invested in real estate. I was an investor before becoming an agent. So I was able to leverage some cash flow from those investments to just support me while sometimes it happens, you're not closing. So it's very important to do that. So that's one way to
So
survive.
6 months is good enough? 6 months of savings is good enough, or a year?
Savings plus a credit line. That's what I recommend.
Line of credit?
Line of credit, yeah.
Yeah?
That's what I would recommend a new agent.
Okay.
So,
But do it full-time.
But do it full time.
Okay. Are you growing your team now? Are you hiring agents?
It's in the plan to get an admin because there's so much you can do for yourself.
Oh, job opportunity, everyone. He's looking for an admin. And they have to be living on the Quebec side, Ontario side, virtual job?
It's in discussions right now, but it's going to be, they're going to have to be able to do the job on both sides of the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is happening in the Canadian real estate market right now? It all looks like a disaster.
Well, GC, yes. Of course, there are some shifts right now. There are some challenges, but there's also some opportunities. And when you look at real estate right now in Canada, of course, it depends of what types of building we're talking about, what types of asset class. Are we talking retail, multifamily? I'm going to give you an example, GC. Just for multifamily, the rental demand has kind of shifted in the fall of 2025. The reason is because we've built so many new builds.
Okay, so the demand has gone down for renting for residential and multifamily units.
Yeah, so the demand went down because the offer increased. The tenants now have the choices between so many options, and the builders are dropping their price. And everybody needs to adjust. So by doing that,
I don't think this happened in Ottawa yet, like especially in the apartment buildings, because we don't have enough apartments. So I'm looking for a house now in Toronto, right? And I'm renting in Toronto. It's almost the same price as of Ottawa.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like a beautiful 2-bedroom condo, two washrooms, and on Bay Street.
Wow.
You can get it for $3,200. Go to an equally nice building on an equally nice street in downtown Ottawa, you're paying $3,500 for a 2-bedroom.
That's right.
Is that crazy?
Well, yeah.
But I agree with you that the supply is more flexible right now.
It's adjusting. And at the same time, what's happening is that if you are an investor looking to purchase a multifamily property, what you're going to notice is that the inventory is so low. Not a lot of people in 2025 have listed their property. But a lot of people, GC, have refinanced their property in 2025.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people now are very liquid in the market, investors. So what's going to happen in 2026, we're going to see, and that's what I expect, we're going to see an increase of transactions. People eventually deciding to sell and buyers waiting to buy that have the capital. And because lots of people might want to sell and lots of people might want to buy, I think that things will not go necessarily more cheaper. It's just going to adjust and it's going to stabilize.
You've been a real estate agent for 4 years. Do you regret this decision? Because you had a full-time job secured with the government and you were a real estate investor. And then you decided to become a full-time real estate agent and you let go of your full-time job. This is a case that I see for so many Ottawa realtors because they all almost had or have a full-time job that is secured
Yeah.
and they want something more exciting. How was that for you?
Yeah, well, one of the reasons I got into real estate is because I thought it was easy as an agent. I thought it was easy, and I loved real estate. I was an investor. I liked people. I thought, hey, I'm gonna be good at this. Actually, I don't regret at all my choice because I really I love what I do every day, even if it's very challenging.
Do you miss the safety?
Absolutely not. No, because you trade safety for
Freedom.
for freedom, and you remove the ceiling for the potential. There's unlimited potential.
Safety and freedom don't come together.
Yeah, they don't. Absolutely.
Risk and freedom always come together.
Exactly. And also, like, when I was working for the government, I had lots of limits for growth potential and advancement, career advancement. But when you are in real estate by yourself as an agent or a freelancer, like you're in marketing or a coach, you have no ceiling. It's really you versus you. You're your own limit. Yeah,
True.
you're your own limit.
That's true. That's true. All right, man. I really appreciate your time today. That was a good conversation that I enjoyed. You're an honest person. I like that. I like your answers. I'm not gonna say I suggest people to use you. I'll let them make this decision.
Absolutely.
But you sound like you're one of these rare real estate agents that you want to work with. Because personally, picking a real estate agent and picking a marketer, I think this is a very hard choice in Canada, especially because 80% of marketers and real estate agents, again, they're not good enough, and they just chose this career because they didn't want to be employees in some other company because they wanted freedom, or Uber driver. Because you do Uber driver because you're like, oh, I'll rather do minimum wage in Uber than getting a $25 an hour job and I have a boss and they have, I don't have my freedom. And same thing with real estate and marketing. You think if you close a couple days and a couple clients, you can pay your bills and it can replace a full-time job, but you're actually harming your business.
Exactly, GC. You're right. And if I may add on what you said, just thank you for the kind words. And do you know who's Jim Rohn?
Yes.
And he one day mentioned something about, because we all have an interest in business. Business is about interest. But the game changer is having enlightened self-interest. I believe in that. By having enlightened self-interest means that whoever your client is in front of you, you want him to win, but also, and through his success, you're going to end up winning.
100%.
Right? So
100%. Do you have any question before we wrap up?
For you?
Yeah, sure, you can ask.
What's your 2026? Give me one main objective in 2026.
Partnerships. I built so many amazing businesses in the last 4 years, and now I found myself overwhelmed with running all of them because I'm the CEO for like 6 companies, and this is the recipe for failure. So I'm creative. I can come up with amazing ideas, and I'm bold. I take risks, right? So every time I got an idea, the second day there's new corporation, new website, new business, etc. What the fuck is that? So every time I got an idea, I built it as a business. Yep. And I started business. I hired people, and this costs a lot of money. And then I found myself mid last year with about 7 businesses. Only half of them fruitful. The other half are amazing ideas, but we're not doing anything. So now I'm like plugging in partners in each one of my businesses.
Nice.
So they can become COOs. I succeeded in selling 49% of one of my business, and then there's a couple other partnerships coming the way.
So manage leaders.
So exactly. I don't like managing employees because I'm not the right person to do that. But I can definitely talk to leaders. Yep. They can handle my way of communication. Exactly.
I cannot.
Exactly. You've been doing a good job.
GC, thank you so much, man.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.